Just trying to show you the way they cover things. Get out there. Having said that, this is something I seldom do. We as a country are taking this seriously. It's still the Democratic Party. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Mo Ray, and it's the first day of December, and I'm a little early today because Fred is out, a little under the weather, and that kind of stinks because it's his birthday as well. So happy birthday to Fast Freddy. We'll be here till at least till 5:55, maybe go all the way to 6 tonight. We got a little more flexibility, and I want to thank you for joining us, and tell your friends. I'd like to get some more people. I'd like to get the occasional caller at 330-595-1600. And I'll tell you what, a little bit of talk about COVID-19 before we get into the political stuff. I actually lost a coworker to COVID-19. I don't know if I mentioned that last time, but he passed away last week. And since I wasn't on last week, no, I didn't mention it on the show. He was probably in his early 60s, late 50s at most. And he was a General Motors worker. He had a transfer from Lordstown, Ohio to Toledo. And apparently he was farther along than anybody knew. And well, he never made it to the hospital. At least that was the story I heard. I don't have all the details. I just know that he was former treasurer for my union, the UAW, and a very nice guy. His name was Dennis Voitko, and may he rest in peace. Damn this year and damn this disease. I just found out that someone else I know, their daughter has tested positive. You know, and I got mad at a guy last night on Facebook. I'm so sick of it. I've brought it up before. The people whose test for the reality of this whole thing is, do you know anybody who's got it? I think that's kind of stupid. I mean, I know if you're one of these people that thinks everything you see on the news is fake and all that, I really don't have time for you. You know, this is all a grand conspiracy that the whole world is in on, and the whole world is racking up death counts for some nefarious reason. How about maybe it's real? How about maybe there's people, you know, maybe if you don't know somebody, God bless you for that. But then when I see people like a local restaurant this past weekend had a protest, no mask protest. I'm sick of the stupidity of some of these people. Here in the state of Ohio, I was just talking to Mario before we started. Hello, Mario. And I was talking about how the Democrats tried to pass a measure that would require all the representatives and state senators to wear a mask while they were in the chambers. And the Republicans promptly voted it down. I think there's no coincidence if you look at how the White House became a hot zone in recent weeks, because they think all you got to do is, you know, take a positive test and take a temperature and you're good, but you might be asymptomatic. And, you know, there's all kinds of issues there. I'm taking this very seriously because I don't think now I did know someone that had it, but I don't think that should be your test. I don't think it's a coincidence that 70% of the cases of COVID-19 in Congress are Republicans, because they seem to have made this a political issue when it's a public safety issue. The thing of not wearing your mask like that's some badge of honor. I don't get it. And one, you know, I don't get that. But the other thing I don't want to get is COVID-19. The situation I told you about, the restaurant, which I won't mention because I don't want to inadvertently advertise for them. But, you know, their food looks kind of nasty. I'll tell you that. I mean, I don't know why people put pictures of burnt toast. But they have, like I said, a no mask policy, and they had quite a few people gathered. I reported them. There is a hotline you can call, and I called on Wednesday or Thursday, but nobody from the state intervened. Apparently it went down like it was supposed to. They were interviewed by at least one of the local papers, but I just don't get it. I don't get why these people, and one guy on Facebook said, well, why don't we just let them be and just let that area become a hot zone? Well, I said, let them be, because maybe one of those people would be the guy standing in front of you at the grocery store with his nose hanging over his mask. That's why you don't let them be, because then they bring it to you. We need to have compliance, and there's still people out there trying to make this sound like it's communist Russia or something, when it's a simple safety measure, a simple inconvenience perhaps, but that's all it is. And as it becomes colder, I'm probably going to appreciate having that mask on my face, but I just can't understand. It's just time. And of course, by the way, if you haven't heard, the Republicans, at least a group of 4 Republicans, are attempting to impeach Governor DeWine here in Ohio, a fellow Republican, because he's been probably one of the most aggressive Republicans in dealing with this. He, in the early days, former medical director Dr. Amy Acton, put us on shutdown. They put us on lockdown, and it did flatten the curve for a while. Of course, you got to get back out there. I'm just glad that a vaccine, well, actually several vaccines are on the horizon, because you can't trust people to do right. For some reason, if you look at other countries, I mean, there are European countries. This is not uniquely American, but there are some European countries. The Brits seem to be more like us. The Italians are upset. They had a lot of deaths over there, and pardon me, it's not them. It was the Germans that were so upset. The Italians they learned from their terrible early death situation. At one point, the Italians led the world in the coronavirus, in case you forgot. But now they're dealing with it, and their compliance is a lot, their enforcement is a lot stricter. The major fines, if not even being confined to your home. So they're taking it seriously, but we're so obsessed with freedom. I'm not against freedom, but as the expression goes, your freedom to swing your fist ends at my nose. Your freedom to breathe your virus should end at your mask if you're a person who cares about other people. And I will in kind protect you by wearing a mask myself. And in case Mario's wearing a mask on the other side of the table right now. I'm just kind of fed up with it. That's all. I'm just, of course there is a fatigue that comes with this. You get tired of the routine of going through all this every day. I'm blessed that I am actually retired. I should say semi-retired, but so I don't have as much personal contact, and I'm pretty much a stay-at-home person a lot. I do miss going out to the occasional watering hole and that kind of thing, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. I just saw where a beautiful place opened downtown Warren, and I forgot the name of it, but it's in the Best Western Hotel. It used to be called the Speakeasy, and now it's got a new name, and it's kind of like a bourbon bar, and it's owned by the people that own Jacked Steakhouse, which I've heard great things about, but I heard you better bring your wallet. Yeah, I hate to see that, though. All these beautiful attractions, but they are not going to make me go risk my life. There's no martini worth risking my life for, no steak. And at a certain point, I'm over 60 years old. I know I look good, but no, just but when you reach a certain point in life, you've got to take care of yourself, and it only takes one time. I got to admit, I was at supermarket yesterday, and a guy behind me coughed, and I definitely looked, but he was wearing his mask and I was wearing my mask. But, just think about it. People still having major weddings. And of course, there was a recent Supreme Court decision saying that governors couldn't enforce their mandates against church attendance, when of course churches can be a vector for the spread of this disease, but they tried to turn it into a freedom of religion situation. And the conservatives, including the new justice, Amy Coney Barrett, of course, voted for religious freedom as she saw it. I just think there's certain times when you got to say, you can do a lot of this stuff online now. I know, maybe every grandma can't figure out how to hook the computer up to watch mass or church or whatever, or synagogue. But I just think it's time to, or the mosque, I want to include everybody. But I think you should just think about what you're doing out there and how you're doing it. I was watching these people who were upset that by the way, and there's a way to do things. I think the governor of, I don't know who's advising the governor of Pennsylvania, but I think some of his rules are absurd. I must even say that. I mean, close down the bars at 5 o'clock. That's ridiculous. Of course, some people think it's ridiculous to shut down the bars at 10 o'clock here in Ohio. But the most ridiculous thing in Pennsylvania is the fact that, okay, you're shutting down the bars at 5 o'clock, and they're also shutting down the liquor stores again. Hey, guess what? Those people right there on the border, they're going to be going across the border where they can buy their booze. And by the way, Governor, if you've got people who are in a lockdown situation, you've got people that they're not able to go out and entertain themselves, why wouldn't you leave them the option of being able to buy adult beverages so that they could take care of their business in the comfort of their own home? I just think it's ridiculous. And I think that kind of stuff builds ill will with the constituency. And that's why you have a lot of these people protesting. I don't know what else to say. Let's see. Oh, you're writing. Okay, let me see my calls. I know he's multitasking. It's amazing. No, but let's see. Of course. Well, there's Tim. He says, greetings from snowy Akron. All right. Thank you, Tim. And Randy says, hi, Mo. Tim says, I'm getting invited to family Christmas parties. I keep saying no due to COVID-19 fears. They recently said, that's okay. We all have our opinions. Wow. See, that's what bothers me, Tim. COVID-19 is not my opinion. Pew. Yeah, I'm with you on that. They don't get it. It's not, well, you can wear your mask if you feel like you want to, well, okay, guess what, though, genius? You're still spraying your germs on me. It's not a matter of opinion. Oh, by the way, other good news. Yesterday, Dr. Scott Atlas quit. He's the guy that Trump put in at the press conferences and such to take the place of Fauci. Fauci still has a job, but Trump just pushed him out of the spotlight because he dared contradict him with science and facts. But Scott Atlas wasn't even an epidemiologist. He was a radiologist. But best part was he was a yes man, so he got the job. But the bad part is, under his watch, the numbers have skyrocketed. So I'm glad to see him go. Some woman that was on Facebook as well. I just think he had such expertise and he was very reasonable. Expertise. No, he didn't have the expertise. That's the problem. And being reasonable doesn't make you qualified to hold that position. Let's see, one more. Hello from Stanley. Hi, Stanley. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome, sir. And Debbie, yeah, I see you a lot. And she said, yeah, you look forward to this. You missed me. Well, pandemic relief. Thank you. Yeah, we could all use that. And that's something else. We'll see where that goes. I didn't send that clip yet either, but apparently there is a bipartisan group of senators who are trying to get something done before Christmas. There's no way that Congress should leave Washington for recess without taking care of the American people, which they failed to do for the past few months. And I don't know where this is going to go because the Republicans involved are the more sensible Republicans. They're not Trump Republicans. We're talking people like Susan Murkowski. Susan Murkowski. I can't talk today, from Alaska. And oh my gosh, Susan Collins from Maine, and Mitt Romney, and one more Republican. I'll try to get that list for you. But so you see my drift there. These are more common sense Republicans. They're not the extremists. They're certainly, I don't know if Mitch will buy this, but I just wonder, how do these people sleep at night? I guess they don't worry about their constituents. And you still see the shortages at the food banks. You see the unemployment numbers growing again. We're not in a good place right now. And I think our government is failing us and continues to fail us. They have a chance to redeem themselves. I believe the president would sign just about anything they sent his way right now, but he seems so obsessed in trying to spread BS about this election. By the way, just today, Arizona confirmed their votes. So that's a done deal. Arizona, Wisconsin, this train is rolling. Next stop, Inauguration Day. So, but yet if you turn on Trump or some of the people on OAN or Newsmax, they're still talking like he's got a shot when there's really no way it's going to happen. But let's get to, oh, by the way, once again, the number here is 330-595-1600. See, I miss a couple of days and I almost forget. But I would like to hear some opinions and, but I'll read them as well. Feel free to continue that. But let's start out with, this was just embarrassing to me. Maria Bartiromo, pardon me. I hate to keep correcting myself, but at least I'm trying. Yes, Maria Bartiromo, who used to be on CNBC back in the day, and she was known as the money honey back then. She would be on the floor with all the guys and everything. But then she went to Fox Business, and she's in recent, I'd say in the last year or so in particular, she has turned into just a total Trump sycophant. And I'll show you that in a minute. But first, I want to show you the president's version of events, which are very different from reality. Okay, apologies. Having some audio problems there, and I see you're all noticing. And well, Mario is working on that, aren't you?
Yeah, I ran a test earlier. I'm not for sure when the clip shut down earlier before we started. Maybe something happened. I'm not going to be able to troubleshoot this while we're live, though.
Oh, so no more clips?
No more clips for today unless we reboot the show, but that's up to you.
Yeah, that's the look. Okay, because you just don't know what it took to put this together. But anyway, all right. Well, I guess we're winging it now, and that sure hurts. Okay, well, okay. How long does it take to reboot the show?
We did that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Sorry about this, but you gotta. I'm sorry. I got too much stuff here that it doesn't make sense not to show it. So I don't want to lose you, but hang in there. I'm not gonna sit here and just talk for an hour, because that's what I don't want to do. Because, and see, that's the difference. I will say, this is what bothers me. The difference between this, well, Tim, have folks submit questions. Tim, I could, but how about folks pick up the damn telephone? I'm sorry. You know, I mean, I'm serious. It's so much easier. This is what gets me. And I'm sorry, I'm just being myself today. Radio works because I know I got 30,000 people and somebody's going to call. You guys I appreciate you being there, but can you pick up a damn telephone at 595-1600? And I'm sorry about that, but no, good idea, but jeez. Yeah, let's start over. Like I said, what makes me mad is I've been doing this a while, and I don't know. I know this is not big time, but it makes me look small. So let's start over and stand by, folks. I will return.